Alright guys, today I'll be asking some questions which were actually from my social media sites. So eventually guys, I'm just going to take some questions right here on social media. So anyways guys, do feel free to apparently ask me for any questions on YouTube as well if you want. It's up to you. But anyways guys, let's start. Okay, for the first question right here, apparently says this: where have you been for a long time, bud? That question, actually you guys may know about this. I had something to do with my family, but I'm not telling you what it is. But I'm still online for now because due to that I had a 2 week Christmas break. Eventually, it's going well, but sometimes me and my family do argue a lot. So it's not that kind of a big of a deal right now. It's not that kind of a big of a deal because I'm dealing with some issues right now, and apparently I'm trying to save my money for a phone. So eventually, what I was gonna say is that I really want to replace this phone. Now, for the second question, was actually from the Hell Fanboy 2004 on Instagram. Okay, he asked me this question: name 3 characters. My example will be Dipper, Steven, and the Head. So eventually, my 3 characters will be Bart Simpson, Joey Fell, and Lincoln Loud. So apparently, for The Simpsons, that one was actually my favorite show. I began to watch that show back when I was a teen. The Simpsons, actually. For Atomic Puppet, I love that show when I was actually a 6th grader. When I was in 6th grade, I started to watch the show. If I'm not mistaken, it was 6th grade or maybe 7th grade. I'm not that sure. It was actually back in 2017 or 2016, but mostly it was 2017. And for Lincoln Loud, I started to watch The Loud House presumably last year. I got very, very obsessed and I began to draw. So for these characters, I actually do like to draw them. And apparently what I was going to say is that if my arm is going to heal by tomorrow, then I'm able to draw these 3 characters. If not, I just have to wait for the next day until I get better. But since I'm still recovering, I'm okay for now. So eventually, the next question was David Mendes asked, who are your favorite rock bands? That one was actually from my dad's time. The Who, the Beatles, Abba, and Fleetwood Mac. Okay, for those of you guys that do not know the Who band very, very, very well, my dad apparently has heard of them before, but never knows the members. As you may know about this, there were actually 4 members, and I can remember the 4 members by now. Roger Daltrey, who's the singer, Keith Moon on the drum, John Entwistle on the bass guitar, and Pete Townsend on the guitar as well. But don't be confused with the guitar and the bass guitar. They are not the same. They're different actually. Now, as for the Beatles, I've heard a lot about them. It was during my dad's time. So eventually, the Who and the Beatles are actually from the British invasion. And what I apparently do like about them, well, I do like the band just playing together in peace, but not when Keith Moon is drunk, you know? Like, Keith Moon definitely does drink a lot himself. That's the only thing I really, really hate about that one. Because Keith's weight gain was so rapid, you know? It was so rapid. Keith apparently did drink too much of alcohol and just got himself drunk. Like, why would he do that? Well, if he wants to be drunk, he's definitely the one going to be high on drugs. So, as for Abba, I love that band and I love that Swedish band. It was during my dad's time when he apparently listened to it. I think it was around a kid or so, if I'm not mistaken. My mom's generation, yeah, probably she just sang it. And Fleetwood Mac. Well, my dad has heard about Fleetwood Mac before, Little Lies and Dreams. I've also known for the fact is that Peter Green, one of the guitarists and the bassist, died last year. Unfortunately, I was really really sad because Peter Green was one of the bandmates from Fleetwood Mac. So eventually, I love that band, Fleetwood Mac. But there was actually one time Stevie Nicks sang with Tom Petty from Tom Petty and the Heartbreak. It didn't break my heart for this, but it definitely means that this song will always be in my heart. Even though Peter Green apparently died, the band was actually going to disband them, but definitely not. Now we're moving on to these kind of questions. And guys, if the video goes off, unfortunately I have to record tomorrow because I'm going to go up already. I have to go to bed. I need to rest. So eventually, what I was gonna say is that if the Bandicam one goes down again, if it goes down to 10 minutes, oh, that's totally it. That was totally the last straw. Okay. What is one of the best foods in the world? In Facebook, actually. Okay, for the best food I'll actually eat is kimchi. I love kimchi a lot. I put it on everything. That's why I love kimchi. It's my favorite Korean food to eat. And apparently when I go to Korean restaurants, they just serve me kimchi, and I tend to put it into soup or even rice. It does taste good if you put rice in soup. It definitely does look like a porridge consistency, but for me, I don't like porridge actually. I hate porridge. So eventually, there's nothing much I can really say about this. So for the next question, what I was going to say is that the video game that I play for hours is Coin Master. Now, there are not much questions on Facebook that I can really ask, but Coin Master was definitely my favorite game. There was also one time I apparently filmed a lot of these games, and I got a copyright strike. Oh my goodness, I was so scared to death that I was about to get terminated soon. Why? Why would I do that? You know? Okay, my favorite place to be which was a question from Facebook, Sunway Lagoon Water Park and Super Park Trampoline Park. I love to go to these trampoline parks. If the cases are down, I would like to try the Bubuzilla one day. I'm not scared, but definitely I'm a thrill seeker. I'm very, very much of a thrill seeker. I'm very hyperactive, energetic, and a tomboy person. So eventually, there's another thing and another question. I would like to travel to. So the countries I would like to travel to is South Korea, Japan, Taiwan, Thailand, Vietnam, Philippines, Germany, Czech Republic, Chile, United Kingdom, Ireland, United States, and Canada. So eventually, what I was gonna say is that maybe I'll just travel when I do have time, Okay, the next question goes right here. The best soup I've eaten was from Thailand, Japan, Korea, Philippines, America, Indonesia, and my country, Malaysia, actually. Unfortunately, guys, I'm not gonna really show you the pictures of Indonesia. Not gonna do that. So apparently, what I was saying is that I just do answer my questions right here. So eventually, there was another question that was from the Facebook. Do you know questions? I'm discovered that I'm really good at playing Flipmine Studios as a kid. Now, as a kid, I've been playing a lot of Flipmine Studios games, especially Papa's Pancake Korea on the PC computer back in my old school. It was a nice game, but definitely it was a struggle. So, the next question is, before I sleep, I like to play on my computer, draw, or read a book. These are my hobbies that I would like to do in my free time. Alright guys, apparently that's all for the questions I really need to say for now. I don't know if there's much questions I can really ask. Sometimes I'll just say that these questions are too much to read. That sometimes takes lots of time. And so eventually, apparently, that's all apparently to say for now. And this is me, doing the Tomboy Gamer, signing off.